So I can't, if you are speaking to me, I can't hear anything. My speaker's on, I'm not muted. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear anything you're saying. If someone would like to call me on another number to speak, you could call it full. Hello? Okay, I hear something.
The speaker should be different.
Okay, do you hear me?
No, that's your laptop.
Oh, I can see the green now. Can you hear us now, Mike?
I can hear you.
Okay, he can hear us. We just
Oh,
can't hear you.
hear you.
You can't hear me. I can hear you.
Okay, there we got it.
Broadcast.
Okay, so we're running a few minutes behind. We'll be with you in 1 second. 5 minutes. Even.
Okay.
30 seconds. Okay. So we're gonna open the public hearing, case 2023B. Board members are Madison Pixley, Chair, Heather Beatty, Christina Brodor, Pat Coyne, and Joanne Fior. Planning coordinator, our statement of authority is the planning board is established under chapter 40A of the general laws of Massachusetts and acts in compliance with chapter 40A under the zoning bylaws of the town of Hampden. Chapter 41 governing the submission and approval of plots of proposed subdivisions and the rules and regulations governing the subdivision of land in Hampden, Massachusetts. Our legal notice to Hampden Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023 at 6:15 in the Townhouse, 625 Main Street, Hampden, Mass. On the application of Bedrock Financial LLC as trustee Cumberland Blues Realty Trust for special permit approval for substandard frontage lots for parcels 15-035-0 Lot C and 15-035-0 Lot D under section 7.24 of the Hampden zoning bylaw and special permit approval for a common driveway under section 7.542 of the Hampden zoning bylaw to access parcel 15-035-0 Lot A, parcel 15-035-0 Lot B, parcel 15-035-0 Lot C, and parcel 15-035-0 Lot D. All parcels are located on Drescher Road and owned by Bedrock Financial LLC. Information related to this application is on file in the town clerk's office and is available for review by the public during normal business hours. For the board, Madison Pixley, Chair of the Hampden Planning Board, published in the Wilbraham Hampden Times on May 25th and June 1st, 2023. This is being recorded currently. Also, this applicant has asked for another extension as he is waiting for the drainage report to be completed, which will then be sent to Ty and Bond for their peer review. The hearing will be continued on January 10th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. The applicant has agreed to this date and has signed a continuance agreement. The board will sign the continuance agreement now. And your motion to adjourn. Yes, case 2023B.
Sorry.
I think that we adjourn.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, motion to continue.
Okay, I move to continue this public hearing to January 10th at 6:30 p.m. 2024.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Spring? Yep, everyone's- All right, so now we're gonna open our regular planning board meeting on October 11th, 2023 at 6:40 p.m. Our first order of business is 2 Center Road retail proposal by Mike Sinio, who's joining us on Zoom. Hi, Mike.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Do you want to give us a little background on what you're proposing?
Yeah, so as you can see by the plan, I'm proposing to build a retail space building there, just over 10,000 square feet. And its plan pretty much speaks for itself. I think I meet all the requirements. I'm asking for a little relief on parking because I just feel that for a retail space building, the equations required are excessive. I could see if it were to be a restaurant or something of that nature, we'd probably want that much or more, but being that I own the restaurant across the street, I have no intention of obtaining a person to lease or buy the property for a restaurant use, and I'd be willing to put that in any restrictions that are added to this. But right now, it's a sensitive area. It's an overlay district. I just feel, why would we add additional impervious pavement if not needed? And it'd probably be more attractive or less the size of a parking lot also. Other than that, again, the plan speaks for itself, and if you have any questions, I'll do the best I can. It's very preliminary, and just ask for you guys to review it this evening to get any of your input.
So what kind of retailer are you anticipating?
Again, retail, I don't know yet. I'm speculating at this point, but some type of a retail store. I don't have a tenant, honestly, in hand at this point, but it's kind of hard to find tenancy right now without having a building there. So I'm sitting there, property's been sitting there for many years, and not really receiving much rent at all for what the existing tenant is there now. And I feel that the only way I'm going to make this work for myself is to speculate and build a building and look for a tenant.
Is it just gonna be one store or multiple?
I'm anticipating one store.
One store?
Yes.
Do you own the building in front of it, also the round building?
Which building is that?
The round on the greenhouse.
The Rosewood?
Yes.
Okay,
I
and that's
do.
empty. Yeah, that's empty right now.
That's empty at this point. Yes.
And Mike, how many parking spaces were you thinking would be appropriate?
Well, in the plan, it states that I think required is 71, and I'm asking relief to 41. And again, only because if you really look at it, I don't care what type of retail store goes there. It's really just not needed. And again, it would just look like a sea of parking as the strip plaza does across the way, trying to keep some of the integrity of the corner there and again, taking into consideration additional impervious pavement. I don't think anybody's looking for that in this area.
And what's currently on this plot of land?
Currently, there's as you can see on the plan, I think it might show it on your plan, maybe not. It's superimposed on my plan. It shows the yellow Butler building that Billy Bond's construction company or septic system company is leasing from me. And there's an additional building to the rear or to the side of that also. So, I mean, the buildings there is probably, I'm guessing, in addition to larger than 5,000 square feet, but it's just a yellow Butler building, tin building.
So that'll all go then.
Yes.
Floor space for retail business, floor spaces for.
Yeah, one space for each 150 square feet.
So 10,000.
10,000 divided by 150 is 60.
66.
10,800, I'm sorry. about that.
Is your plan not show the parking information and the zoning information?
No, we have it, it's
Too small.
an 8.5 by 11, so it's a little hard for us to read.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you have the plan I'm looking at.
Yep, we have it, it's just.
Okay, yeah.
72. 10,800 divided by 150 is 72.
That's what.
72.
That's all.
Yeah. So there's one of them on top.
Or one.
Yeah.
Is it doing apartment?
Yeah. Okay, so. 7,804.
Share. I don't know.
Huh? It would be up if you feel what we do it out from the police, if you feel the extent. But, Mike, you don't have two driveways? Or just one?
Well, myself and the engineer worked on that, just considering if there were, depending on, what type of store it is, but if it was a large delivery truck, it would make more sense to have, if your plan is highlighted in green, I don't know, but it'll come in you can come in or off of Summers or East Long Meadow Road.
Yep.
And then you're able to back into the dock, the dock area, and then either or leave or enter through either entrance, yes.
Okay.
But I think primarily that would be only for a service entrance off of Summers Road, for delivery.
Got it.
That's what I'm looking for, because I don't want to impose too much restriction on the existing building I have now. I do have a few prospective tenants that are inquiring at this point that might need that area. So again, just for convenience of a large delivery truck, I'd ask for access in off of Summers.
Yeah, I think that would be fine as long as it's like clearly marked that it's just for service entrance or something like, or.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I wouldn't be promoted as an entranceway in.
Yep.
To the facility.
And Mike, this would be a single level building, not.
Yeah. Yes.
So have you read through our 7.7, all the development and performance standards?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff in there about the driveway and parking. There's a little bit more about parking, but I think we've kind of talked about that. But also about screening, buffering, signs, landscaping, appearance and architectural design,
Right.
stormwater runoff, all that.
Can you tell me where I can find that?
Yep, so it's in our zoning bylaws under section 7.
Section 7 in the zoning file?
Yep, and it's page 85. It's 7.7 development and performance standards. So
Okay, page 85. Yeah, I've probably looked at it in the past. This has been quite a while since I designed this building, and it was done quickly, but I just based it on what I thought would be needed to attract a decent tenant for the site. And I do have, as you can see, I pushed it back as far as I could So there's, you know, you don't see a building immediately on top of the street.
Mhm.
And so I, at this point, don't anticipate asking for any other relief. So obviously, I would have to abide by section 7 zoning.
Yeah. So based on the use, so that lot is a business, right? Identified as a
Yeah,
business zone, business zone.
Yeah.
So for retail establishment, whether it's selling convenience goods or selling merchandise or gift shop, we need a special permit, with site plan approval. So I guess we'd have to schedule that meeting. That would be our next step.
Yeah, that's fine. Is there, I understand that, and I understood that before coming into the meeting. My question at this point is, other than me refamiliarizing myself with section 7, is there anything that you see other than what I've proposed for the reduction in parking that comes to your attention that you'd like me to address?
I think my biggest ask is that you just really make sure that you're following the standards in 7.7, and they're specifically in section 2, it talks about parking in front of the building. So maybe reevaluate the parking layout. It says that parking should be to the rear of the structure or to the side, so.
So it should be in the rear of the structure?
Yeah.
I would,
I know, and page 86 also says no parking permitted within the required front setback, so the site plan would have to show that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, so page 86, 2B says that the no parking is permitted within the required front setback. So the parking can't be right up on the edge of the border of the property.
Yeah, so it
where
says-
we're supposed to have a setback.
So it says
But
front setback is 50 feet, but it looks like you are getting within 35 feet, so.
I believe the front setback is 25 feet. Am I correct?
Can't read it. Well,
Yeah.
on your zoning information, it says minimum front setback 50 feet.
Well, I don't know where that came from, the engineer, but I know in reading and being very familiar with setbacks, dealing with your board in the past, it's now 25. And as the veterinarian clinic they're parked inside 25, but I'm looking to stay beyond. I think what I've proposed is an allowance in what your regulations say, unless I'm reading it incorrectly. And I just thought aesthetically, a building of that size would look a lot better set back off the street, as opposed to have parking in the rear in a 10,000 square foot building 25 feet off the main corridor of Hampden. I'm trying to take into the consideration the sensitivity of the rural integrity.
Yeah. Well, we're checking the bylaws right now, and it specifically says 50. We have to check on that. No, where 25 came to being.
And unless it's been changed of recent, when the proposal for the storage facility was there, it was 25. And in one of your requests or orders of condition, you asked that if we would be okay with 50 feet, and we agreed to it, but I believe it's 25.
So it says 25 minimum front setback is 50, minimum side and rear are 25, except 50 where it abuts residential district.
Okay, so the fronts, are you saying, are 50?
Yeah, front's 50, rear and side are both 25, except where it abuts a residential district, which I don't think you do at all.
No, it doesn't abut residential. And again, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just, the first thing that comes to mind is that the veterinarian clinic is clearly inside of 25, never mind 50.
Well,
And,
This was amended in 2002. I don't know when the veterinarian clinic was built.
I believe they went to the zoning board of appeals for variance.
Oh, they did, okay. Did you hear that, Mike?
They went to Board of Appeals.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Board of Appeals for
Yeah.
variance.
I don't know what the variance was. I don't know if it was the parking in the front or the side setbacks, but. yeah,
Okay.
All right, well, I'll look a little bit closer, and if it's 50, we'll have to look at that and see if there's an adjustment can be made.
Okay.
But are you saying that some of that parking, the way the building is set now, it shows a 25-foot at one area, and then probably, it doesn't show it, but it's probably about a 40-foot in the rear. Could some of those spaces be placed in the rear of the building?
And this plan, this plan is so small, it's a little bit hard to see,
I know,
but,
the rear says it's 25 feet except 50 if it abuts a residential.
So not inside, so regardless, not inside 25 feet.
Right.
Okay, and then, but I do see again, an area that's greater than 25. I don't have the scale with me, but, all right, well, I'll look at that. And again, I have a question for you. If the plan was taken into consideration, does the board have the right, without me going in front of the Board of Appeals, to allow the space, the parking space reduction in front of the planning board?
Parking space reduction.
In other words, from 72 to 41.
I think we do based on the use, but we'll look into that.
And again, if there's a use that's of concern, you can tell me, and I have no problem putting limitations to the permitting of what goes in there, but, there's not gonna be anything, no surprise, there's no marijuana facilities, nothing crazy, just looking for a legitimate, good retail, space.
Yeah, so I guess, do you guys have any other questions tonight?
No, but you'll also find on page 86 under parking, it says to the extent feasible, parking areas shall be located to the side or rear of the structure and be shared with adjacent businesses. So if that's helpful, something for you to consider.
Okay, yeah, yes, because,
Next
this-
board.
all right, yeah, that's a consideration too. I just didn't want to pull any more away from the corner that I had to, and just knowing and, and speaking with engineers and people that are more familiar with this, that 40 spaces, I'm convinced by them that is more than enough. And I thought that, again, the sensitivity of the area, the town would be more receptive to less pavement than more pavement, and something that this way here, we allow for the proper amount of screening and
Yep.
landscape buffering as opposed to additional 30 spaces that are not going to be used.
Yeah, more so just to help with the setbacks was my thought.
Okay.
Separate plots of land? These two, yeah.
So there's three parcels of property that are owned by Farms LLC. One is the 5.8 acres in the back that's currently under review for the storage units. One is this lot here, and the other one is the corner lot. They were previously approved by the planning board and it subdivided, and I just have never recorded it because I never had a plan and didn't want to go through with recording three independent lots until I knew what my plan was with it. At the time, I had the plan to do that, but I have the Mylars. They were approved by your board, but were never recorded. But you'll have that in your files.
I checked.
Okay.
What do we actually consider the access on Summersville? What does that become? What is that to us that brings it back to what Mike is considering? It's not a right way, is it a right way?
I think it's a driveway.
Is it or just a driveway?
I think it's just.
It can be proposed as a service entrance, and I have no problem. Again, I can't speak to exactly what the tenant would prefer, but if it is proposed as only that, I don't see why it can't be gated and it'll be in addition to signage, service entrance only, possibly it could be gated. I have no intention of using that for egress or access to the proposed building. But I know that it probably would be needed because if a larger truck did want to access it, it'd be very difficult to get in there and to get out of that lot.
Yeah, agreed. I don't think I have any other questions.
I don't think so.
So I guess your next steps would be to work with your engineer, and apply for a special permit.
Okay, I'll speak to him tomorrow and we'll see if we can tweak this a little bit, and if not, then I'll have to come back and ask for some relief, but I'll take consideration your request this evening.
Great.
And we'll work on it and I'll get back to the board in the next few months.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You're still connected.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. So our next order of business is a joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen to appoint our vacant position on the planning board. David, you want to come step up here?
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
We're in no business mess, we can just call our board back to order. We stepped away because of the Zoom issue. I'll call this meeting, board selected tonight to order. And if I could beg your indulgence, also, we left one piece of business unfinished, looking for unanimous consent to approve the one-day licenses for the greenhouse for 5 occasions.
So moved.
All yours.
Great. So we are here to share, with the Board of Selectmen, if you guys have any questions for him. He was in our last round of candidates when we had 2 people leave over 2 years ago, so he came back willing to step in and apply to become our board. So if you guys have any questions for him, go ahead.
Were there other candidates?
No.
And Dave, I think you served in the military?
I do. I served in the military, 28 years, will be in May. I'm retiring in July of next year. I'll be done. I'm also a correction officer in the state of Connecticut for 15 years. I got 5 more years there and then I retire. I'll be
Are
retired.
you looking for something to do?
Yes,
Well, first of all, thank you for your service
appreciate it.
and thank you for stepping up again.
Appreciate it, sir.
Just to confirm, we had 3 people that were interested before that weren't chosen. And all 3 were contacted to see if they were interested in applying again, correct?
Correct.
Right, so,
He is 3.
Hmm?
He is the 3rd.
right, I'm saying.
The first 2 couldn't.
Don and Mark weren't interested in
No.
applying again, right? And have been published in, you were inundated with other applicants.
Yep.
You,
How long you been in town?
I've been in town since October of 2019, 4 years. Well, we'll be in a couple days.
Why do you have interest in the planning board?
I have interest in the planning board because it's a start, it's a stepping stone. It's a start, it's to get involved in my community. When I came to town, I joined the VFW. I've been, helping them out, volunteering, have no issues with that. Finally got my daughter down there to help. She's 13. With retiring soon, I just want something to do. I mean, I play pool all the time, but I need something more, keep my brain focused.
just a comment that I had attended the other planning board meetings when you presented before, so. Not to say I've heard your story before, but I commend it. Echo what Don said, thank you for your service, and thank you for stepping up.
Thank you.
We don't say enough of it. I'm not gonna say you might not regret it, but thanks for taking that.
I called the firing party for the last 2 years, 3 years, over here in town on the Memorial Day. I'm the one that's calling the firing party. I'm the one that saved that little boy and that heat stroke, from the heat stroke this year. That was me that grabbed him, ran out in the middle of the road, grabbed the cop, firefighter, get him in, directed him in there. That was all me. Like, I'm here to help people. I'm not. I'm willing to go do the extra.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Don?
What's that?
What's that? Okay, you haven't had a chance actually to meet David. I don't think you were here last time, so if you have any questions.
Do you have any other experience?
You weren't here for the last one. I've been working with the GIS, to learn how to, do stuff in there and see what distances are and that. I use it for hunting, so I got real familiar with it. And I started reading the bylaws on my own, just so I could get a little more familiar with them.
I didn't have an experience either, so.
So I'm gonna probably rely on you guys if I get a little bit.
So typically the motion comes from you and one of our board will second it.
Okay. So I'd like to make a motion to appoint David Demers of Glendale Road to our open position on the Hampden Planning Board.
I'd like to second that.
All in favor?
Maybe you have to roll call.
Excuse me.
Yeah, roll call. So I'll just say, you say the names and they say yes, yay or nay. You can do it, I think, as chair.
Say their names.
Yeah, you have to, each person has to say Heather Beatty, yes.
Okay, so Heather Beatty, yay.
Curtis, yeah.
Christina Roder, yeah.
Pat Cohen, yeah.
And Poirier.
John Poirier.
And you can vote.
Oh, Madison Pixley, yay.
Oh, you're in for it now.
7-0.
Congratulations, David. Congratulations.
You take this home with you.
Yeah, actually, I'll just turn it over.
Borrow it.
the names on.
Oh, sorry, very prepared.
Okay, so you have to wait for like, you can stay, but once, swears you in. You're in for it.
Okay.
And remember that.
Stuff is here.
Whatever.
I was gonna come in the plan anyway.
Oh, I'll give you your book, you can start reading, your name's on it. So,
Wow, confident.
Very confident. I actually have a makeup match, if that's all right, if I can go take off and do my match. So,
sure, yeah, you're done.
and then I'll come in tomorrow.
Oh, sure, stop in tomorrow. and I'll give it to you.
Yeah, yeah, so I was supposed to. I actually have 2 matches. to go. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, our next order of business
Yeah.
is to appoint an associate planning board member.
I stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's good reading.
So earlier today, I got an email forwarded to me that we had another person interested in our associate member position, Joe. Hi. Do I come up and
Sure.
talk to us? So we've had this opening available for a while, so I was a little surprised to see your interest at such a late hour. So do you want to tell us why you want to be part of the planning board and what swayed you at the last minute, I guess?
Well, to answer your first question on why I want to be a part of the planning board is I want to see my grandkids more. And I think that the planning board is integral in creating the quality of life in the community that will inspire our children to come back and live here and we can hang around with them.
Do you have any experience being on a board before?
I've had experience being on a board.
Yeah.
I guess I did.
The town board?
Not in the town board, not in the municipality.
Have you ever looked at? I mean, I know you've obviously looked at our town bylaws, but reviewing site plans or? Yeah.
I guess I am. I'm also a real estate developer, so I've been familiar with planning, site plans and bylaws, zoning, construction, business.
Yeah, why were you not interested in the more permanent position that we proposed?
Well, I wanted to go in slowly. I'm active. I'm an active listener. And I'm an active speaker. And I thought that the associate member position was a bit easier to ease in.
What's your understanding of the role of the associate member?
Well, I did read the
And the-
Massachusetts general laws to describe it. And I do realize that a 1-year term. And it's really basically at the discretion of the activities of the chairman. And then when there are certain situations that such as special permits or times where someone might have to recuse themselves, and it might fall upon the associate member to be engaged and present a vote. That's really my understanding of the role as it's a limited role. It's availability, really.
And what's your inavailability so that you couldn't have applied for the more permanent position?
It's a flat, I mean, with the suggestion that I would want to take for the full time, I mean, that would be delightful to do that. 1 year is good to start.
So what's your hesitancy? I mean, I'm just detecting some hesitancy. You want to dip your toe in the,
Yeah.
In
I
the
want to
ocean,
learn a
not
little
put your
more.
foot in.
I would apply my experience, my business experience to this board. So the activities of a business are similar to the activities of a municipality. We have income and expenses, but there are some nuances to a municipality that might be different than a business that I should learn.
And you expect that you would be able to acclimate yourself and learn that by being called maybe once or twice a year to
Oh, no, I
participate?
think that what I would do is, I'll give you an example. When I was on the board of directors of the Bank of Western Mass, we formed a bank and the process there is very similar. You get the information before you're prepared to vote. And then you go to the meeting and you vote based on the information you got in advance, and you hear the testimony and the arguments on both sides. So I'm guessing that I would be privy to all of the information that you have, and I would enjoy reading that and becoming familiarize myself with it. And then attend some meetings and learn more.
So you're looking at this as a learning experience.
Well, that in public service.
Public service. Okay.
John, when you were involved, you can certainly attend all the meetings, right, as an associate member, and even participate in the discussion, the dialogue, it's not voting, but participate.
I would say the participation for the dialogue would be at the discretion of the chair,
Okay.
for that part there. I mean, the associate member, in my experience, as I think both Heather and Maddie said, is really relevant only to the special permit that they
Right.
might be seated for.
Right.
Other discussion, I mean, if you were looking for more involvement in zoning, typically it would be the zoning board of appeals. They meet on a much more regular basis. They are much more in depth with cases involving the application of the zoning bylaw. If you were looking to, so to speak, bring yourself in, that would be the board to gain experience. Many of the current members and past members of the planning board have come from that. So to speak, promoted from the minor leagues, if you will.
So I have a question. So obviously I know you from self-storage and you're very passionate and educated on it. Do you think that you'd be able to, dealing with special permits, put yourself in a more neutral position that would be following the town's bylaws?
Well, I don't think I was not taking a neutral position on the self-storage. I was following the bylaws with our positions and our arguments.
Joe, what's your availability like? Are you able to attend most of the planning board meetings, or are you only gonna be able to attend when you're required to attend for?
I like to attend a little more to get, like I said, to get comfortable and acclimated with what's going on. For me, the planning board and plan is critical for the development of quality of life in the town. Nobody here would build a house without a plan. Nobody would get a loan without a business plan. Certainly in a town of only 5,000 people, we can create a dynamic plan to really improve the quality of life, increase the property values, inspire the kids to come home. Make a really nice spot. This is not a very big project here in this town. It's like manageable. Three lights. The thing that really, and this will be my only story, but from a personal point of view, I was at the Hampden Park with my granddaughter, and we went into the river and we walked along the river, and we looked down and she saw a frog, and the water was crystal clear and it was a sunny day. And she went down to touch the frog, and the frog jumped and it moved, and it skimmed the side of her leg. And she was so happy, and she was so excited about this prospect. There are very few places around where you can do that. Certainly can't do it in Springfield.
So do you have any opinion of the potential of a master plan?
I think that the master plan is critical. That's the most critical. And the tools that are available today are so unlike anything that we've had in our lifetime. You have artificial intelligence, you have gaming, you have all kinds of ways for us to put this together in a way that would be a model. I think maybe I want a little music in here, maybe with the meeting or something before the meeting, or maybe after. I mean, gee, you gotta do a little bit of a vibe or something.
I've done that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
I don't think I was gonna ask about the planning, the master plan, but I think that's.
Don, you have any?
I have a comment. And this is nothing. This is nothing directed at my good friend, but I don't think any selectman should be on the planning board. And the reason being, and John's got great experience, no doubt about it, but I don't think any selectman should be on. The reason being that we're the Board of Health, and at times the planning board asks the Board of Health for recommendations of particular, but I think the bylaw actually requires that on non special permits. And if the selectman made a decision or a recommendation that may be reflected as bias, and then if this selectman had a vote on you know, the permit. It's the same thing, we also are responsible for permitting the stormwater permits, you know, special permit can't go into effect until you get a stormwater permit. And if there's if the selectmen decide one way, and, you know, our planning board members stuck in the middle and some, you know, might give the developer or the abutters reason to think there was, you know, that there's conflict. So I think that, and the third thing is, I think we, again, like with Mr. Demers, we want to get someone different in, you know, like a closed shop, so. And all difference to John, he's great, he's been on the planning board, he's done a great job for the town, I just don't think any selectman should be the associate member or on the planning.
So, if Matt, if I could, Don makes some good points. I think I said to your board before, this position had laid fallow for almost a year.
Yeah.
You know, Rick resigned back in 2002. Advertised in the paper in 2022.
Yep.
Advertised on the town website in March 23. And no interest anywhere. I did have 16 years on the planning board before. I did serve with the approval of the ethics office as planning board and selectmen at the same time, back in 2005, 2006. So there was not a conflict then. Because as Don said, we don't oversee the budget part of it, and if that removed any conflict. The part about the health and, no, the part about the health and storm, that's interesting take, and I appreciate that.
I don't make it clear, I'm not saying that there'd be a conflict, but I'm looking at the perception that
Sure.
people, you know, when they have to make a decision. Greg and I vote one way and John sees it another way, then it's like,
Yeah.
you know, what's going on?
Sure. I do appreciate Joe's suggestion that perhaps
And I
more
said
boards
that
might
about
have,
any select-
more boards maybe should have more music. And so we'll look into it. I was here, like I said, and I think you heard me on the meeting. If I can help, I'm happy to. You know, as liaison, I've been able to, with the permission of the board, interject some historical perspective with different things. Obviously, with Scannick Meadows coming back, and I was the guy who signed the plan back in 04. I can provide you perspective on that. If the board so wishes, I'm at your service. Which, as Don said, and I appreciate your comments, all of us have had a history of service, and we thank. There's nobody at this table that doesn't give up their time to the town for, honestly, a little love in return. But thank you for all doing it. Joe, I've known for years, basketball coach in town. You same thing, you give up your nights, your weekends, whatever, to provide. It does sound like you'd be a great fit with your vision for the master plan committee.
Well, if I can add to what John said, in terms of the advertising for members, I think that there's room for improvement in how we communicate. I mean, we could communicate on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. I mean, there's ways for us to communicate with a younger demographic that might inspire them to participate instead of the traditional approach in the newspaper, which is, I know is legally required, but there are so many ways to encourage younger people in particular. But on the other hand, having seasoned veterans that you have here is pretty awesome too, the combination of both.
If you were a 7-member board, you could have 2 associates. Like we can get 2 more planning board members. That's how long it took to get 1 more.
On that point, I think we all know the struggles to get volunteers to step up and do things for the town and help out. It's not often where people come out of the woodwork to help out. So when we have new faces come out, I think it's a good thing to see different people step up and they want to lend their hand in public service.
I echo that.
All right, so we've got 2 applicants. I'm not sure what the right approach is.
I think we would take a roll call for one and then a roll call for the other. Is that the process? Or do we just?
I think, nominate both and get a second on both and then go on to vote.
This is one of those,
Yeah, how is school?
no.
Oh, they know together now. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they should. Yeah. Should we want to check that? Yeah. Let's keep going here.
Selecting of the remaining members of the elected board shall fill the vacancy by roll call vote as mandated by the applicable provisions of MGL. This isn't updated on the town website, by the way. Everybody knows. Oh, yeah. Welcome. Okay. So.
That's a little loose. I mean, I think Don suggested, go through the nominating the second vote, and then you can just go around the table for a vote. I mean, this isn't, you don't want to make it as bad as Congress right now, but
Just want to make sure we're doing it the right way.
territory, really.
But just nominate. Do I nominate?
Somebody nominate both and then second it, and then I guess go around.
Both together?
Both together.
Okay, so I move to nominate both John Flynn and Joe Sibilia for the associate
I don't
position.
think you can do that.
Yeah, there's only one spot.
They get a second.
Do it individually.
I know you're for the
All right.
convenience, yeah.
Okay, so I move that we nominate John Flynn as a candidate for associate member of the planning board. Second motion.
I expect that.
And now somebody
Now
nominates,
do the roll call.
and now somebody nominates Joe.
Nominate Joe.
And then we just go around the table with Joe, John, like that.
I move that we nominate Joe. How do you pronounce it?
Sibilia.
Sibilia, associate member of the planning board.
All right, so who's that?
He's on.
Don did, okay.
Multiple.
Yeah.
And I'm recusing myself from the vote, obviously.
All right, so we'll go for, Madison Pixley,
Who are we voting in?
for
John Flynn.
John Flynn.
Flynn.
John Flynn, okay. Heather Beatty,
So John Flynn.
John Flynn.
Isn't it yay or nay?
So then we'd have to do it
Then
twice.
we have, that's why I said we had to do 2 votes then, for doing yay or nay by roll call.
It sounds the.
Going by
the
name.
name.
Just do it.
Craig Rivers, Joe Spilia.
Christina Bodor, Joseph.
Pat Coyne, Joseph.
I'm the more Joseph Billy.
Vote, if I can help in any other way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she goes.
That's a worker.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for taking that.
Or 2.
I'd like to close our meeting.
Oh, yeah. Go adjourn.
Second. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah, we got one more.
Right. We're just-
It's on here. I don't think it's gonna take very long. There's one more thing. Last but not least. Okay.
These kids are sitting so nicely there.
Joe? He can come up if he wants.
Must be like, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I had a portion of my fiance, home to a nurse. Yeah, work dinner tonight. I didn't get an email. I didn't know until John called me. I didn't know I was still on.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, wait, I did tell you if you got your documentation into me in time, I would put you on this agenda.
Yes, you did,
And I told
yeah.
you you have to come to the meeting. All right,
just wanted
Yeah,
that clear.
I just wasn't like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it wasn't clear to me that I was just to show up.
Yep.
That's all. So.
All right, so why are you here?
So I'm starting a food trailer business, whatever, food truck business. I'm a full-time food service broker. I represent over 40 manufacturers. I was at my office today for a sales meeting with 3 new manufacturers and stuff like that. But I bought a food trailer and it was gross. I bought it from a guy in Windsor, and I was looking into starting a food trailer business, sort of mobile catering.
Look, a food truck.
It's a food trailer, but
So
a
it's
food
not-
truck, yeah, it's a
Okay.
fully operational
Okay.
kitchen, but a trailer, not a drivable food truck. It's not branded or anything like that. I'm currently doing work on it to get it. I cleaned it all out. We did all the equipment, plumbing, everything like that. And just inside the trailer that needed to be done. Quite clean, sanitize the thing. Basically, my associate of mine, my friend, owns a bar in Ludlow, and it's specifically for his bar. And I'm gonna be the sole food provider for them.
Okay.
He built 3 big golf simulators, paid 75 grand for each one in his bar. It's called the Lighthouse in Ludlow. And he doesn't have food. And a lot of times people are asking for food, they're like, we're gonna leave the bar because we're hungry, so. I basically sought out this trailer to try to position myself to start a food trailer, food service for him specifically with this trailer. I did form an LLC, and my endeavor with that was to get involved with the food truck business eventually. Again, I got my hands full, a million different things. But my future plans are to get fully established, I mean, food trucks, operating. So this is sort of my get into the game, start to get a feel for everything, see how things go. And my end endeavor is to actually get a full service food truck. When that happens, I will not be servicing you, parking in, or doing anything at my property. That will be done at an external location, probably in Springfield. I have a storage facility there right now currently for my food service company, or somewhere else. I do have family that own restaurants all over the place. My cousins own Casabella, Mike and Gina, and then so they own Teresa's in there for Chesterfield, Redfield, so we keep going down the ladder. I have my cousin Mark before me, is building the brewery, restaurant in Center in Wilbraham right now too. So, and that's who I currently rent my food service base from him in Springfield across from O'Brien's Corner.
Okay.
So basically, I was told I had to come in front of the planning board to just, I didn't know it's part of the process because my mail is coming to my household, and that's where my business is oriented. So basically my office is gonna be there. But in the broad spectrum of things, my food trailer, when it leaves the property, this trailer would only be back on the property, well, for storage. It's not branded, it's not
Great.
like, it doesn't look like a Big E trailer, so people driving by won't look any different than any of my neighbors' trailers that are sitting in their yard. And I think it's a 16-foot by 8-foot trailer.
Okay.
So
So basically, you just need to park it there.
that's it.
You're not gonna, are you gonna
That's
park on
it.
it there? Or
What's that?
Will there be,
So,
oh, no maintenance or anything?
yeah, no, because everything's gonna be done, as far as wastewater and stuff like that, that'll be all taken care of, offsite, nothing will be done at the house. Basically, if the trailer's parked there, it's just not in use, or he has a party or something like that, and I have to move it, or I could bring it to somewhere else, but I mean, that's pretty much it. It's gonna be specifically a winter operation for that facility. And then after that, after the winter, we see how it goes. If we're gonna continue to run it during the summer or anything like that, I have another partner of mine that's supposed to help me out with some business out in Southampton and those areas for when we go apply for permits for events, festivals, colleges and universities, because I do a lot of work with UMass and all of them, and they're always requesting food trucks or something, so.
All right, so this might be a silly question. So the trailer, where is all the food, is the food stored in the trailer?
So the food will not be stored in the trailer. Other than at the property, some of it will be because I'm gonna have a plug-in. So that will be in the town of Ludlow. That'll be
Right.
something that I'll have to deal with them on the permits with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But relatively, that wouldn't be possible if I was just to say I had a food truck and I was gonna go and travel all over the place.
Yeah.
I do have my food service facility and I do have fridges and freezers at my property too, for my business, for my other job as well, to store food.
At your home property.
At my home property that I store for my marketing company. But,
For your what company?
it's, I call it Yankee Marketers, that's the company I work for, that's my full-time job. But it's a food service broker, I'm like the corporate chef for the company, like, we have a big food show at the Big E Tuesday. So I have to go and set
Oh,
up.
my daughter works for PFG, she runs that.
She does?
Yeah,
What's her last name?
Fiore,
Fiore?
yeah, Gina Fiore.
Oh, Gina, I know Gina well, yeah, that's all, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I'll
all
be
I
there
was-
too.
You're gonna go?
I go to it every time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you'll see me.
All right.
Yeah. I gotta go set up Monday, then I
Yeah,
gotta
she's
work.
going this weekend to set up Sunday. I don't say a word. I don't care.
No, he doesn't, I just don't let them know.
That's fun.
Yeah, I know Gino, that's,
You have to go to Board of Health, you know that.
yeah, so I
Jane-
talked to
Jane already
Jane, I
said-
talked to Jane, she directed me here,
Yep.
and then, I'm already safe certified. I'm allergen certified, that's all required for my marketing company, so I mean, I know that's all on health board.
Yep.
But I mean, I have a lot of. Notches on the belt to get this going already, I just, basically, I was told I had to come here because my business is oriented in Hampden, that's my home address.
Yeah.
And the only thing I will be maybe doing at the property at my house will be cleaning. Extra sanitization of some of my, not the truck, but my like tongs and forks and knives, whatever I'm using for cooking, that's about it. I'll be firing those in my dishwasher, that's about all.
Okay, because on your form that you filled out, the checklist.
Yes, and I'm
under-
sorry if it looks like,
That's okay.
I
No,
just sort of went through.
Where will maintenance of equipment be performed on site? So, and you say yard and driveway, so what are you planning to do? What equipment are you planning to do maintenance on in your yard or driveway?
Well, so I might have been confused, like just going through that quickly, there's nothing to do as far as maintenance on site for my trailer, if am I allowed to power wash my trailer at my house? I mean, is that something I would have to include in that? I don't know, I mean, I'm really just. Exactly, that would be the only maintenance I would be doing to my trailer, and power washing, cleaning it, and there would be.
Anything
food-
with grease or something like that.
Yeah, there's no,
That's the
the
only thing.
grease, the grease all disposal and stuff like that, nothing comes back to the property at all. That all gets done off-site. I'll pay for grease waste, and actually companies come and pick up dirty grease and they reuse it, they recycle it. Well, I also, there's grease dumpsters at my family's restaurant, if that wasn't the case.
Right.
Yeah, so that's all.
And will there be any waste materials at all as a result of this business being located at your home? Any food wastes, any chemical wastes, anything?
There would be no other. No, because everywhere I am working is gonna have, I'm not gonna haul trash.
Okay.
So, and I won't be selling food from my front yard. I promise you that. The biggest thing we'll have is a lemonade stand or something, right? So that's, yeah, I wouldn't be bringing any food waste or anything back to the property.
Okay, and will you be receiving deliveries at your home base for use in this business?
No,
with-
I will operate out of Restaurant Depot, and be doing them. I mean, I receive food for my company right now at my house, but that's like samples I need to receive to go and store them at one of my locations, that's about it. But I would never receive any kind of, deliveries for anything for the company there. No. nothing to have delivered.
And do you own your own home or are you renting?
We own, I own.
You own.
How big is your property there, Charles?
Well, what do we have, 3/4 of an acre, I think. It's Brookside Drive, it's the back, it's sort of a dead end, there's no outlet. An inlet, there's no outlet, so you sort of gotta get back there and find it. People that come back there, live back there.
Right,
Pretty much.
and the trailer is like parked in the driveway or? next
Yeah,
to-
be off the driveway, off to the right, my septic tank is behind my driveway. So it'll be, I leveled my grounds and stuff like that over, I've done a lot of work to that property, it's bought it in 2017, I mean, it wasn't a driveway, it was. Big fall off on the right, we tried to level some ground. Done quite a bit of work over there, but it would be like sort of a gravel area setback, and it's well over 50 feet, 40 feet from my neighbor property. The property.
For the trailer, if I understood, the trailer is like we say, like a food truck.
It's a
Trailer, fully functional,
Yeah,
you would
fully-
bring to function and.
Yeah, it was a Kodiak trailer at one point, which I think it's an old fuel, what's that, a cabin or something like that, and there it was converted. When I bought it, I sort of took everything out, went through everything, and
And
it just shut.
you said it's seasonal, like what part of the year would you be using it? Is it?
Well, so it's weird because I'm actually gonna use this as a winter project.
Yeah.
It's gonna be specifically honed in for my buddy's restaurant I bought
Yes,
as the mobile kitchen for him all winter for
Yeah.
golf simulators. What we're doing with that is he might, like the Iron Duke in Wilbraham, they built a trailer, like they built like a food
Yeah.
trailer into their building type deal. I don't know if that's gonna be something they're gonna wanna do with this, how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Again, this is all new to me, this is a new project for me, so I don't anticipate. I don't know what to anticipate, but my projection is specifically gonna be for that
Right.
for that part.
so when you say on occasion, the occasion that would, the reason to cause it to be there. would be-
My property.
Yeah,
It would be, so it depends on what the town allows me for permits there, because they might say that I can only have the trailer there for 3 nights a week, say.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to speak with them prior to me getting all this.
in
stuff.
Ludlow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be Ludlow, because I'm
Yeah.
gonna need a specific permit from them, which I'm familiar with that. As of right now, the trailer is at my house,
Right,
it's sitting there.
so that's the open home.
It's an open, yeah,
That's
it's an
how
open
long,
book.
how long it could be.
Yeah, it could be half a week, or I mean, I'm really not, I don't want the trailer at my house at all.
Right, right.
It's not a thing I want a permanent, I don't want a permanent fixture there, if I'm gonna, if it's gonna be there more than not, then I'm gonna sell it. That's basically what
Right,
my objective, what I have planned is to make enough money to have an offsite commissary where I can do everything out there specifically,
right.
so.
And it's not branded.
It's not branded or nothing like that. There's no. That's a big window set up the frame, but. there's nothing on it. The only noticeable thing that people will be able to see that it's not a camping trailer is there is a little hood vent on the front of it. That it's a food trailer like that.
I would say we've had recent home office activity here.
Yeah,
And I would say people tend to not be fully transparent with us in terms of what they might be doing. So I think that's something that we
yeah,
are more vigilant, or at least I am now, because, we need to be clear, and as you know, with your dealing with regulation.
I would love to do events in town, if I was hired, or if there's, stuff like that, it's down the road, but.
But it's more,
Right
it's
now.
more we look at obviously things that are required for sort of the home office.
Yeah. okay.
Structure and those things, and we've had recent instances where people haven't been quite straightforward with us,
Okay.
and so, and I think that's caused us to have to circle back, and,
Yeah.
and that gets difficult, so,
Totally understand.
yeah. So that's why, sort of the intent and I understand where you're trying to head with your business. But at the same time, when people say on occasion, then that means one thing versus maybe it's there
Yeah,
6 days a week, that over time, then that becomes somewhat problematic, so, it's the intent.
I understand, yeah, no, I understand, I don't want that trailer there like. One day a week, so.
Right.
It doesn't let me out, so the objective is to get it over there and sort of make it like a fixture.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think on that note, maybe just be mindful of your neighbors on what time they're driving the trailer in and out.
Yes, yeah,
That's,
yeah, the permits, there, I would never be pulling the trailer out. Obviously, we would be operating like a 6 to midnight kind of gig over there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
would
mean.
not be
Coming
putting
home.
it back in.
Right.
Doing any of that.
Okay.
That I would have an off-site location if I had to take it out at night.
Okay.
I would not rent it.
Okay. All right.
Very good.
Oh, she,
Move that we approve the application for home occupation of Joseph Latour at 9 Brookside Drive.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Fine.
Thank you, guys. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for your patience.
Yeah.
You.
All right, it's good bedtime.
Say not be close, but.
That's already correct.
he said they had 3 simulators in it. Do you know where the line class is? What?
Mhm.
3 golf simulators. I gotta tell you, sorry, I didn't realize they had them.
Do we have any on December 27th?
I was gonna take that off, but I want,
I don't want
you. That's, I wasn't sure, because it was after, so, good, I'll scratch that.
So we have one meeting in November, one in December,
Right.
and one in January.
Probably have 2 in January.
Probably two. in
See you
January.
Tuesday.
Yep, I'll see you Tuesday.
Second James.
I have one still wanted to bring up that. Is that Highland?
Yeah. Did you? It was on there.
Oh, I gave you, that's
Yeah,
right,
right.
when you're done. I just wanted to ask, should I let Graham know in preparation for the 25th, which I doubt he'll have it ready in time? A drainage report, is it after reading that? I don't know.
After reading this, it looks like he needs a few,
Well,
potentially a
he
few
thinks
things.
he's doing a Frosby because he didn't subdivide the land up. We gave him a plan with the common driveway, but the land wasn't. No substandard frontage lot permits were requested, right? So they're asking if he's doing a Frosby. So that's one issue, but it looks like there's drainage issues that he's gonna need to do a drainage report and have a peer review.
Yeah, you should.
So should I let him know based on? I mean, bonds, I can actually give him a copy.
Yeah, I
of
was
that.
gonna say, do we,
I usually-
should we give them? a
I can
copy?
give him a copy
Yeah,
of it.
Okay,
Saying they're wet, because there's a lot of unknowns. Comments.
right. Yeah, I tried to get through it, but didn't get, I only got to the second page.
Yeah, just share it with them and then we'll like that to. An extension.
Probably do another extension.
Probably.
She's gonna take it.
So from now on, I'm thinking, when people do these projects. Gosh, the drainage report, what project should we be asking them to provide them right up front? We don't even, they come in with a special permit, they do the public hearing, now they need a drainage report.
Well, so that's why, exactly, that's why I was, I was like, look through all this stuff. And
Right.
Make sure that we.
Right. I mean, it's their due diligence with somebody that they're paying to do the site plan. They're not
Figure
getting
that
an
out, you would
engineer,
think,
they're doing
right.
surveying, but we're not getting engineering.
Mhm.
side of it. Isn't it the engineer that would decide if the drainage, the water problem? So that's what I'm wondering.
I don't know, related question. Why is the place with the pool up for sale?
Oh, she's moving out, she's selling it. After all that,
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, yeah.
The other day, and I was
she
like,
called
this-
me today.
I did drive by there and I noticed that it was completely empty. And I was like, that's so strange.
They're not doing it, they're selling it. So now I wonder what
Not
she was
surprised.
really gonna do there.
Huh, she's a lawyer, and
Yeah, I don't know why.
a lawyer came here.
Yeah, Bacon Wilson came here.
Two lawyers. right?
Too, yeah, she had a whole bunch.
But that's expensive. And was that?
Yes.
Mhm.
What'd she say?
It was approved.
Oh, yeah, she got approval. She got approval based on her home occupation by law.
Maybe.
Maybe something happened with her
Who's gonna live there,
granddaughter. It was a granddaughter.
Somebody was, that guy was going there.
One of the employees was gonna live there, reside in the town.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I
It
heard,
was a it was a grandchild
right,
that was kind of the
reason
initiation
why.
of her reason for doing this, maybe something.
you never know.
So what was the other question that we were talking about here, the drainage report?
Well, I was just wondering, in submissions, that, what submissions should we be asking them?
Is it clear in the bylaws anywhere when a
No,
drainage
it's-
report is needed?
No, it says if the board feels a drainage report, so I guess we have to have the public hearing, look at the plans, and if that makes sense.
My suggestion might be is that people do what Samino did tonight and present it to us before the special permit application, so we can say, like to him.
Apply for a special permit,
But,
look at the
but we
bylaw.
could look at, we could have an idea of what the plans and be like, you're gonna need a drainage report for this, so have it ready for your special permit,
Okay. Okay,
right?
yep,
Yeah, that's probably a good
Yeah,
idea,
because it's-
preliminary presentation.
Before the special
Yeah.
permit.
Mhm.
well, a lot of them are special permit with site plan review, that means they come in for a site plan.
Yeah.
Like, Semino kind of just did,
Mhm.
site plan, and then he applies for the special permit, and by count, like you just said. So, yeah,
But some of them don't require a
Not all
site
of them
plan
require.
review
right,
that might need a drainage report after we look at.
right,
Yeah.
that's why the bylaw says depending upon if the board
Right.
requires,
That's my point, is if we see a plan up front, we're like,
right,
we think that this will need it.
Right. Yeah, I like the idea of a preliminary presentation.
yeah, the site plan.
It
review.
it saves them maybe some time and.
And of
headache
all
and-
these continuances,
Us as well.
yeah,
It would be nice if we could see it though, rather than.
well, that's what he submitted to me, he sent it to, I know,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
agree.
we could ask for at least,
That's as good as the original, believe me.
like.
That's as good as I got, so.
Like, if we could ask for something a little bit bigger, if they're gonna present something. I mean, just even like 11 by 14 or something. I mean,
No, I know.
Right,
'cause I even have my reading glasses on. And I'm guessing.
So just one other thought, so we have the town meeting on October 30th, right? We have the warrant article for the long-term plan.
Right,
So I'll be
The master
prepared to speak at the meeting.
right.
What I wanted to do at our next meeting is just, I'll provide like my talking points.
We can
And
discuss
if we can say, it's not gonna be a long rambling thing, but it'll be, I wanna make sure I hit the right spot so you can get your feedback.
And I put that on the agenda, because, yeah, you wanted to run it by you, and I already put it on the agenda, so. It's all I have. I don't have anything to say.
motion to adjourn.
Yeah, I moved that we adjourn.
Second.
You know.
Fine.
Aye.
Alright.